Welcome to this evening's part two of So Much Talent Stash Busting Fast, the details. So let me go ahead and share this out while I wait for you all to come in. And for some reason, it is not. All right. So welcome to the. All right. So welcome to the one person that's in. I appreciate you. All right. Trying to get the comments to come up. Hey, Lady Shar. Hi there. Good evening. Oops. I have that set up right. All right. Good evening. Wait for other folks to get in. Are you joining in on the Stash Busting Fast? I was in here doing all kinds of stuff, doing my nails too. I hope you can hear me okay. I'll grab me some water. You excited about the fast? Yay! Good. Because y'all know we got a whole bunch of stuff to stash, to bust stash. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why it's so dark. I don't know. I messed up some stuff. Okay, good. Hey, Miss Addie, thank you for coming in on this side. All right, I got my sound up a little bit. All right, just waiting for others to come on in. Y'all don't forget to share this out, like this video. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And thank you all for watching. Thank you all for sharing. As you know, I'm excited because I did make it over the 1,001K mark over here. So now I just got to get my watch hours up, my watch time. So I'm looking forward to that. Good morning, Salem. Manny, Salem, where are you watching from? Good morning. There's some other folks that's coming in. I can't pronounce your name. All right, so we're just going to talk about what's going on, what's coming up with the So Much Talent Stash Busting Fast. So for those of you that don't know, just a little refresher, we do this fast every year. This is like our 8th year, I believe, doing the Stash Busting Fast. And basically what that is for us sewists and crafters. It's not just for sewing clothes, but it's for jewelry makers, for hat makers, shoe makers, doll clothes makers, baby doll makers, hat, all the whatever craft you have. All right, it's for all of that inclusive. What is the question? Do I have only fans? What does that mean? All right, so this Stash Busting Fast is for us to take one whole month and to purchase nothing, like purchase no fabrics, purchase no patterns. So this fast is for refraining from buying fabric and refraining from buying patterns, PDF patterns, commercial patterns, no swapping patterns, no buying fabric, except for there is the 80-20 rule. All right. So for those of you that are coming in, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Alethea. I'm actually creating founder of So Much Talent. And you'll mostly find me a lot of times on Instagram. So my handle is the same everywhere. So I'm here. I jump in periodically. One of these days, I'm going to have a designated day that I come in. So that's one of my goals for 2025 is to have a designated day and time to come in for you. So that way you'll be able to mark your calendars and you'll know exactly when I'm coming in. But I'm here tonight. Hopefully I'll be able to get a little bit of sewing done. You can watch me. Most of my videos here, watch me while I work type videos. So I'm sewing, whether it's for me personally or for my clients. You can catch me doing some sewing. All right, so I'm here tonight for part 2 of the details on the Stash Busting Fast. So as I was mentioning earlier, the Stash Busting Fast is basically just refraining from buying fabric or materials or whatever medium you use, whether it's jewelry, whether it's hat making, whether it's shoe making, whatever it is that you craft with. We ask that you refrain from doing that for the whole month of January, just to refresh and to regroup, because we got a lot of stuff in our stash that we collect. Like, there's 12 months in the year, and we just take 1 month, the first month of the year, to refrain from buying and use what's in your stash. As I said in the first video, and I don't want to sound like a parrot being repetitive, but we buy a lot of things just because we want it, we see it, we like it. We buy it because it's a trend. We buy it because it's part of a sewing challenge. We might not get to it, or we decide I bought it, but I don't really like it. So we, hey Antonia, how art thou? Antonio, how art thou? Um, so that's what we're doing. All right, and we support each other. All right, so people are watching from whether it's over here on the YouTube side, whether it's Facebook group side. Also have a Facebook page, and then whether it's on the Instagram side. I am on TikTok. I post periodically on TikTok, but I don't know what's going on with that, so we're focusing over here on Instagram and YouTube. All right, so I did express on the last video on part 1 that we will talk about the details of the fast. So I just shared with you in a nutshell the basics. So I did mention that I want to focus on techniques during this fast. Generally, what we do is we take each week. There's 4 weeks in this month, and each in the past we've taken each week to focus on a particular type garment. Like the first week we focus on tops. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of things. So I don't know how to get rid of the commenter themselves, but if you all know how to, or you can see, okay, there we go. Now hang on 1 second. Okay. I don't know if that blocked them or not. I don't see an option to block anybody. I can put a user in timeout, is what it says, but it doesn't show me where I can block. But it's okay. I can put them in timeout for like 24 hours. They can come back. But anyway, I didn't want any distractions. So what we're going to do normally, like I said, getting back to what I was saying, we normally take each week to designate to a specific garment. Like the first week would be tops, the second week would be pants, third week would be maybe dresses, skirts, or something like that. In this particular month, this year, I want to focus on techniques. And so it doesn't matter what you sew. It doesn't matter whether it's pants, tops. It doesn't matter whether it's a bag. Whatever the case may be, we're going to utilize zippers, learn how to sew zippers. And there's so many different type zippers. So I know you probably think, well, that's the first week. The first week is zippers. So I know you probably think, well, how are we going to bust some stash with zippers? Well, you can get a lot accomplished. There's a lot of garments, craft items, and things that you can utilize zippers. So you can get much accomplished. Hang on. All right, I want to make sure I didn't get rid of you all. Okay, are you all there? Can you still hear me? All right, so I want to, hang on. I wanted to show, I don't see it in here, but I had like samples of zippers that I was using. I hope y'all can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me okay, because I can't see your comments anymore. Okay, I can't see my samples. Let's see. Hang on. I'm trying to make sure your comments are okay. All right. I still, if you all are commenting or replying to me, I cannot see you. So I'm not sure what's happening. But anyway, I'll just keep this video going, and I won't be on here long. So the first week is zippers. So we're going to do anything pertaining to zippers. So that could be clothing items. Like one of the things that we're going to do is the um, fanny pack. We're going to learn how to do zippers. It can be sports zippers. It could be visible zippers. What's the other one? Centered zippers, lap zippers, exposed zippers, any of those type zippers. So whatever your fancy is, as long as you do something with zippers. And so I'll probably come on here live doing next week just to do a little toot on putting in zippers or showing how to do that. Also, the second week, we're going to focus on some type of set-in sleeve. All right, so that seems to be an issue with some people learning how or knowing how to ease that sleeve in and put it in a correct way. Because I know that, like, if you're setting in a sleeve, it has a certain amount of ease in it or gathers, and sometimes it can be confusing, especially if the sleeve does not uh, is not required to have any gathers, but yet there's a lot more sleeve than there is armhole. So knowing how to set that in correctly sometimes can be an issue. So knowing how to set sleeves in will be on week 2. I did ask the question inside the group as to what other techniques that you were interested in um, improving on or that you want to learn more about. And one of the other things was hemming. So we'll create some garments, of course. Most things that we do require hemming, but then there are certain techniques, certain hemming techniques that are required, or some techniques that you might want to learn more of. So probably that third week, we'll focus on hem types. And so I'm not going to tell you what type of garment to do. I'm not going to tell you what to create. That's going to be on you, and the fabric that you use it must come from your stash. So it's worth repeating that there is a caveat to the challenge. Like there is a no purchase, no fabric purchase requirement. However, there is a 80-20 rule. So that means that 80% of your fabric or your materials, whatever you're using, must come from your stash. Okay. 20% of it you can purchase, you're allowed to purchase 20% of the remainder of the garment. So that could look like lining, it could be interfacing, it could be a contrasting fabric of some sort. All right. So if that's what you need to do, then you have that allowance. Notions are off the table. When I say off the table, there's no restrictions on the notions. So that means that you can purchase notions throughout this whole month because you might need them. You might need some buttons you don't have. You might not have the right. You might need a zipper. You might need hook and eyes. You might need thread. You might need snaps. So you're able to do those things when it comes to notions. All right. So again, no buying fabric, no buying patterns, no swapping patterns of fabric, no downloading PDFs. Um, Now, if you have ordered fabric and it happens to come in during the time of the fast, that's okay. You just cannot have made that purchase during the month of January. All right. So that's nothing wrong with that. Um, Trying to think of something I might be missing. All right, so the fast starts Sunday, and I think somebody brought it to my attention that I said I gave the date January 5th, but I said Monday. This fast starts Monday, but the fast actually starts Sunday, January 5th. I had the date right, but I said the day wrong. So the fast normally runs from Sunday to Saturday. Okay. So the whole month of this fast runs from Sunday, January 5th to February 1st. So technically January 31st, which is on a Friday, but we'll probably give a 1 day extension to February 1st. All right. So if you have any questions, please feel free to inbox me, message me, and let me know. Many of you have said already told me that you're going to participate, that you would love to, that you need to. I have some that they're going to stop fasting. And so they won't be participating because this is the time that they're ending their fast. I've had some that has been fasting since, I guess for about 4 years. And I've been fasting for a while since one of the previous fasts. They just decided to carry it on. Some fast throughout the whole year. Because, I mean, really, we've got so much fabric in our stash. So much fabric. So many patterns. I've got patterns behind me. Patterns all up against this wall. Patterns up against that wall. Patterns, patterns, patterns for days. The same with fabric. Like, you see the fabric behind me. There's fabric in front of me. There's fabric on the side of me. So we need to get rid of some of this fabric. All right. So I'm also thinking, y'all, so don't lose your breath and don't clench your pearls right now. But we might add on another month, like a mid-month fast. I mean, a mid-year fast, where we fast like towards the middle of the year. And I know like July is usually you're sewing and prepping for Christmas, starting your Christmas gift shopping and blah blah blah. So I'm just saying there might be options. There might be a season, there might be a time where I do another month in the year to fast to kind of just catch up, right? I mean, think about it. We're fasting this month of January, but you have 11 other months to purchase fabric. So we can't get everything that we need within the 11 months or 10 months. Because if I do another one, you got 10 months fast. All right. So let's think about it. Let's be prepared for anything. You know where your stash is, and you know how much you have. You know what you need to get rid of. You know what you need to do. You've made plans throughout the year. Every year we make plans to sew something. Um, if you recall, earlier in the year, I did a SWAT reunion with Anita by Designs, Anita Morris, and Carol Crockerware actually joined us as well because she was part of the original um, live that we did some 7, 8 years ago, I believe it was. And no, I'm sorry, may have been about 3 years ago, 3 to 5 years ago. But anyway, we talked about sewing with a plan, sewing with a purpose. And usually that's how this January fast goes, that we sew with a plan. Like we methodically plan out what it is that we're going to do each week. It's still pretty much the same. Hey, Rose. Listen, I didn't think anybody was listening or on. um, but thank you for commenting. I appreciate it. So, we have a plan each each year for each week of what we're going to do. So I'll just roll it out. I may make suggestions each week or prior to on what to do, what you can use to get these techniques done. If you're not interested in focusing on the techniques, that's fine. Just sew something to get rid of some of the fabric or some of the materials from your stash that you use to create what you create. um, there's lots to be done, lots of patterns that you have. I know you do. There are things that I know that you have said that you were going to do that you didn't get done. So, we're going to focus on that. Um, February is going to be an interesting month. All right. Oh, you hear me? Okay. I wasn't sure. Listen, I wasn't sure. All right. So February, I'm not going to let the cat out the bag just yet, but February is going to be an interesting month. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking to do something non-traditional in February. Like everybody does some of the same things, some of the same challenges, but I want to do something different and something uh just something different. All right. So make sure y'all stay tuned. All right, so as of right now, I'm trying to decide which direction I want to go in when it comes to sewing. I did want to sew something while I was here live. If you have questions in regards to the Stash Busting Fast, let me know. Um, I want to see what it is that I am going to make because I want to sew something while I'm here. Um, I thought about altering one of my clients' dresses while I'm on live, but I don't know that I really want to do that. So I think I just want to kind of focus on something of what I want to do for me. Um, I thought about doing another one of the bears, one of Char's bears, because I did my granddaughter's bear, but I didn't do my grandson's bears. I have one that's 7 and one that's 19 months. Um, so, any questions, anybody, as far as how this fast is going? Does anybody have any plans? Do you have goals that you have set for yourself that you plan on doing? You're joining in on the challenge, Rose. Thank you so much. I get excited. I get excited every year. Um, yeah, I get excited every year, and the reason I do it, so I'm looking through some of my books. The reason why I do it is because many times, and I'm guilty of this too, because we participate in challenges. Yeah, I'm trying to. Okay, maybe that might help some. I don't know. But we participate in challenges all throughout the year. I mean, like there's one challenge after another. And sometimes with those challenges, we create those things because everybody else is creating it. We want to be a part of what's happening and what's going on, and that's fine. It's great to participate in challenges because you can learn something from them. You can It's good for the camaraderie. Um, Maybe you get a handle on some techniques that you didn't know before. But sometimes we participate in these things and then we end up not liking what we created, right? So I want it to be more thoughtful. I want you to learn something, like really learn something through these challenges and not just do it just to be sewing it up, right? So I want us to really focus on the things that we're doing. You said I have a quilt show at the beginning of February. I need to get my quilts completed. Yeah, so I'm just gonna say this for February. February, no, I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till closer to February. Well, I probably won't wait till close to February because I need to go ahead and put out some of the challenges of what we're gonna do. I haven't decided if I want to release the challenges at just release the whole year out, or if I want to do maybe the first half of the year and then the next half of the year, or if I want to do release the challenges by quarter. I'm not sure. The fourth, well, it's only 4 weeks, so it's only 4 full weeks that we're doing at Addie. So next week is the beginning of the challenge, January 5th, Sunday, January 5th. So that's the first week. We're doing zippers. Second week, we're focusing on setting sleeves. The third week, we're going to focus on hems. And I haven't decided yet what the fourth week is going to be. So, so you just have to stay tuned for that one. Yeah, so we just have to stay tuned for that. All right, so, but as far as challenges and stuff like that. Like there's zippers, jackets, and things that you can do. Um, y'all know I love zippers, and I'm surprised Frenchie is not on here. Um, Miriam, um, because she always teased me about the zippers. Like you can do a straight skirt with zippers if you like straight skirts. You can add zippers in your skirt, different kinds of zippers. Maybe like exposed zippers in your dress and your dresses or tops. Um, I have one garment that I wanted to add zippers. I didn't finish it, um, but I wanted to complete it. I initially wanted to add exposed zippers to this garment that I was making. It is a UFO. Um, it's a UFO. It's a whip. It's a PhD. It's all of that. So we're going to be focusing on those this year too. Again, I will say this: we're going to be focusing on scraps again, utilizing the scraps that we've saved up, that we have, or the remnants. If we have less than maybe a half yard of remnants, 18 inches of remnant or less, we're going to focus on getting some of those remnants or the scraps out of the way. Um, we had fun with that last year. So keep that in mind of things that you would like to do. Um, I know some of you have expressed the interest in doing some sew alongs, and I usually do that here anyway. This was one of the things that I mentioned last week. Now, it doesn't have to be this pattern, but I did mention I was talking about the sports jacket utilizing the zipper. So we may end up doing something like this, um, getting that in there some kind of way. So one of the things that I talked about doing was um, here's another one, was the fanny pack. All right, and if you don't want to do a fanny pack, you can just do a regular bag with a zipper. Like, and it's easy to do just a tote bag that has a zipper in it. Um, this one is an older pattern, Rose. This one is buttered 3467. Now you don't have to use this one. You can use any pattern with a sports jacket to it. This one right here is McCall's 4664. These are just some that I have in my stash. Okay. So I want to do either one challenge, or I want to do a video where we kind of focus on finishing touches. And that might even be the fourth week of this challenge, finishing touches, like the proper interfacings, the right elastic with the right, with whatever project that you're working on. Um, I mentioned finishes earlier, like Hong Kong finishes. How to make your seams look nice, because there's still some people who may not own a serger, but there are ways to make your seams look nice outside of just using pinking shears to finish them off. So we can talk about different things like that. Um, Hook and eyes, how to apply hook and eyes correctly. What hook and eyes to use on what skirt hook and eyes, things like that. The proper way to add on a button, when to use a button vertically, when to use a button horizontally. There are a lot of things that you would be surprised that is a miss. You know, what size button to use on a project. I know the garments, most times the patterns will say it, but sometimes we'll think that we can use any kind of button for any kind of project. And even though it calls for a certain size. So, all right, so yeah. So that's just one other thing. There's like tons of patterns that I have in here. All right, so let's see, what time is it? It's 6:47. All right, trying to see what can I use to create Char's pattern. Y'all see me do this. All right, so has anybody used printed out Char's pattern? Now this one is a PDF pattern too, and it's free. If you're inside the Facebook group, it's free to So Much Talent members. You just recently seen me create 2 of these. Um, so I've got 2 more to create. I got 2 grandbabies, so I need to create them. And I will see them tomorrow, so this might be a good project for me tonight to work on. One of the, oh, hang on. I'll be right back. Y'all hang on. All right, y'all, I'm back. All right, so what I did, I know my husband was getting ready to uh, take some clothes to Goodwill, Salvation Army, or one of these little shops that we usually donate clothes to. And so they're his shirts. So I'm going to take some of these shirts and I'm going to create 2 more bears tonight. Okay. Hoping I'll find something with the prints. So like this is one, it's got a little print to it. Maybe, and Char did one that had different fabrics to it. Okay, so here's some with some different colors, things like that. I might mix up the colors and stuff just to make it a fun bear, especially for boys, right? I don't have a lot of things up here that have prints to it. Hang on while I get my earbud. Okay, you guys can hear me okay? Get my little here. Get my little mat, a rotary cutter mat. Now I gotta find my rotary cutter. Alright. Anybody else doing any sewing tonight? Push this up here so that you all can see what I'm doing. Going through this back one more time. We're hoping that it'll be a printed shirt or something in this bag. Oh, well, I found this. Yay. That can work for something. Alright. There's a little hoodie. Granddaddy's hoodie. I should have looked to see if there was some clothes with women that I can incorporate in these bears, but I'll let this be a pop-out bear. Alright, so let's see. We'll see how we're going to make this work. I might incorporate you working with the quilt. Hey, Lynette, how art thou? You might work on your other reading pillows. You might not. The bear pattern is in the So Much Talent group. If you go in the group, click on the guide tab, and I think it's like the 13th guide, and it's called Char's Memory Bear. Yeah, Char's Memory Bear pattern, I think, or so long, something like that. I'm getting ready to make two more memory bears, one for each of my grandbabies. So I do have this one, this fabric right here. That's a hoodie fabric, y'all. It's so much. I don't know what I want to do. I got this fabric that I want to use. I can use those two. And maybe I'll use this as the arms and legs on one and the middle part on the other for the little one, for my youngest grandbaby. Yeah, I might do that one for the big one, I think. I don't know. What should I use? Oh, it's so much in here. I know which one I want to use. Okay, maybe I'll do that. No, that's not what I'm gonna do. I was gonna do contrast. I got his. Okay, I'm using. Okay, I need your suggestions. Thou art fine. I'm still working on sew up some denim scraps and some alterations. Good. Yeah. So okay. So should I use the plaid for the body or should I use the plaid for the arms and legs? Because the plaid could be like kind of for the clothes, right? And I'll use this for the arms and legs. What do you think? Oh, you know what? I am because I got to do the face. So I'm gonna use this for the body. I'm gonna use this for the arms and legs, the head, And then I'm gonna use this for the arms, the legs, and the head. I mean the yeah, the arms, the legs, and the head. And I'm gonna use this for the body. Plan for the body, yeah. Um, for like the body part and the head for everything else. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do that the same. I don't know. This might be interesting. You know what I'm gonna do? I am gonna do the body for this because I'm gonna use the zipper part. I mean the button part for down the front of the body. I'm gonna use that for the front, and I'm gonna use this for the arms and legs. I might even use this for the head. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I do know what I'm gonna do for my big boy. All right, so I won't waste time. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out. Plan for the body. Okay, you saw that. All right. So I went ahead. I've already printed out my pattern. So one of the things that you can do is if you to make sure you keep your patterns and they don't tear. I mean, you of course you could always go in and reprint it again, but interface the back of your pattern pieces to keep real good. Okay. Yeah, I'm making two. I'm making two. So this is going to be one. That's going to be one, and this one's going to be for the baby, for my youngest grandbaby. So thinking this part is going to be for the body, and this part will be for the hands and legs, and I may even do a part of this for the ears. For the yeah, I might do the ears out of this too. So I think I figured that out. Yeah, I might even do the his ears out of this too. So you got the pattern. Also have McCall's 8470. It's a bear and a bunny pattern. Okay. Well, go ahead and grab your things, Miss Rose, and go ahead and sew along with me. You cut out your patterns using the Dollar Tree plastic cutting mats. Oh, really? So I got this is the Dollar Tree cutting mat that I got just recently. I didn't know they had them. So I'm going to use that while I have it here. And so y'all can see me on what I'm doing. All right. So let me go ahead and cut the body out of here. And the whole purpose of the memory bear is to have some memories, right? So I really wanted to cut some, I was trying to get some of their clothes, but my husband was getting rid of his. And I said, you know what, why don't I just use some of his things to cut this stuff out, right? So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to cut the head, the legs, and the arms out of the burgundy, the sweatshirt. I should have kept that hoodie for myself, though, y'all, truth be told. So I'm going to cut the front. I'm going to cut the front out of this. There's two of them. And then I'm going to cut two for the back. Okay. So I hope this is sharp enough. Okay, yeah. Because I think the last time I was on here with you all, I changed the blade. I think. Oh, you know, I'm halfway off of this. That's why it's doing that. Yeah. Okay, not quite get it cut off. Must be on the edge right there. Okay. So So I'm going to slide this down just a little bit. Alright. Oh my goodness, y'all. I hate when it's not a clean cut. Like I gotta keep going over and over it. Alright, so here's alright. So there we go. So this is the front, and I'm gonna go ahead and flip just a little bit. Now, the way Char's pattern is, hey Carm, how art thou? Good to see you, doll. Was your vacation good? Your break? You look refreshed. You look refreshed. And I always told you, make sure you take a break. Don't wear yourself out. But you look really good. Maybe I need to, was it Cancun that you went to? Not Cancun. You went somewhere. Maybe I need to go too. Alright, so that's the front, y'all. And I've got my stuffing and stuff already. So I'm just going to put a little pin here because I don't want to put a big notch on there. Really, there's notches that Char adds to the pattern, but I cut the notches off. So they were outward notches. So I cut my notches inward, but it's best not to cut them inward because the seam allowance is so small. There's a 3/8 inch seam allowance. No, I'm sorry. I think I used a 1/4 inch seam allowance. But that's the front. Alright, so I'm going to go up the leg and cut the back. It's probably quicker than me just cutting it out with a regular pair of scissors, but I'm trying to be grown. I might just do that. Actually, yes, 2 to the front, 2 to the back. I had to cut 4 of the legs. And I'm not trying to pattern match here, y'all, so I'm not doing that. Alright, thanks on that. I think they're going to be cute too. See, I mean, I used the plastic cutting board so my patterns would. Oh, so you actually cut your patterns from the mats, from the boards. You got to share that. Ooh, those are paper. Those are paper scissors. What did I do with my scissors? All right, hang on. Let's see what I did with my scissors, y'all. Okay. It's much quicker if you can do it with the rotary cutters. So since I'm doing it with the scissors, I'm going to go ahead and cut my notches out. So I'm going to cut my ears out of this fabric too. Go ahead and cut my notches back out. And the reason why I cut my notches off the first time is because I was using the rotary cutter. And it just made it easier to not have to go around the notches. It just made it easier and faster to just cut them clean off and just snip it where I need to snip it. But yeah, that's just easy, right? This is easy. Yes, the clear boards. I definitely share in the group. They are the disposable plastic cutting boards. Okay, yeah, you got to share that with me because look, the last time y'all shared some stuff with me, I had a hard time finding it. Speaking of the bags, the 2.5 quarts storage bags that I was trying to find, everybody was saying they were good to use to store your pattern and projects. I could never find them. My mama found them. She went and found them and she bought me like 4 or 5 boxes. So I got those on lock. So I finally was able to get them. I was like, oh my God, finally. I can never find them. So, and so I've used them. And speaking of the Chandler fanny pack, I've got them stored in here. So that's what I'll be using for our one of our projects for next week. All right, so that's the front and the back that I have cut out. And so it only required 2 pieces of each of those. And I'm going to go ahead and cut the ears out of the same fabric. And I'm going to do 2. It calls for 4 ears, but I'm going to do 2 out of the plaid and 2 out of the burgundy because I want the inside of the ears to be out of the plaid. Okay, so I'm just going to cut 2 of those. I'm just going to use this rotary cutter. Now, y'all see I'm trying to keep my pinky finger out the way. I ain't trying to cut my finger off. Alright, so that's all that was required out of that fabric. And I'm going to cut 2 more out of the hoodie. Well, actually, the hoodie part is thick, y'all. But I'm still going to use it. Still going to use it. Just going to go ahead and cut the hoodie part off. Man, that's thick. Come on. Cut in mid-air. I actually probably could just use... I don't even have to use the full part like it. Because this is lined. It's lined within itself. And it's thick. So I'm just going to use this as 2 parts to cut back in front of that. And I'll have my 2 ears cut out. Slide this over. Yeah, this hoodie, I guess it's a winter hoodie, I guess. And so they doubled it. That's why it's so thick. Why is that not cutting? Something. Why is that not cutting? Okay. Okay. All right. So there's the 2 ears. I like the way that looks. That's the inside of that one. I like the way that look or feel. I might have to change my mind about that one. Let me cut another ear. Let me cut another ear off. No, that wasn't funny. It's something about me. Just getting around that corner. Okay. Okay. All right, so yeah, one of the little side pieces looked nappy, so I don't want that. All right, so I got 2 of the ears cut off. Now, so let's see how I need to get 2 arms, 2 legs, and 2 heads. Or 4 heads, actually. 4 heads. Alright, I need a better looking piece than that. So, I'm going to do the arms. I'm going to get the arms probably out of here. Now, I'm going to use my scissors to cut this because it's thick. Now, this arm has something on the top part of it, so I have to be careful with that. Let's see if I can cut them both at the same time. It is rather thick, but let's see. Yeah, the little boy, remember the last memory bear that I made where my coworker gave me the daddy's fabric from his jacket? Well, that's what I used. And she sent me a picture. I think I posted it in the group. I can't remember. But he really loved the little bear. His daddy passed away. He's 2 years old. And his auntie had this bear made for him so that he can have something of his daddy to hug and to hold on to. And so she sent me a picture of him opening up his gift on Christmas Day, and he looked like he was so happy. All right, so yeah, I wouldn't have had any scissors thick enough for this. Okay, let's put that aside. So y'all probably won't see me make the other one because it's gonna be a lot. I don't plan on being on here that long. If I had both of these cut out already, then maybe. Because, girl, forget, I gotta get up, go to work in the morning. I don't have nothing to do. And y'all, those notches are basically just for the insertion of the batting. That's why we do this right. You're absolutely right, Rose. Okay. All right, so I am going to, that's for the pattern. I got 4 of those cut out for the arms. I need 4 cut out for the I can at least get 2 of the heads cut out of this part. Actually, get the most of it cut out for the leg right here. So yeah, if you're interested in using this pattern, it is free, but it's free to So Much Talent members. Char did this memory bear pattern last year or January 2023. This was a sew along that she did. So I gotta cut one more set of the legs, and then I have to cut 4 of the heads, and then I'll be ready to sew. But yeah, this is a free PDF pattern, so if you're a member of So Much Talent Group, you can get it. It's in the, once you join the group, or if you're already in the group, just click on the guide tab, GUID, because y'all know I'm country, so it might sound like something different coming out my mouth. And you can download it. It's just 6 pieces, easy to sew. And as I was saying, the notches are only there for the openings for the batting. And y'all, if you don't have batting, cut up tiny scraps of material, fabrics, and stuff it with that. I mean, because that's another good use for your fabrics, especially knit fabrics. Cut them up in little tiny pieces, shred them up, and use them to stuff your bears. All right, that will make a great stuffing. Scraps of fabric. All right, so let me cut one more. I can use the body. I can use the body to cut one more. One more set of legs. I could always add little stuff to this one. The bear that I made, this little boy, the daddy's jacket had, and you know what? Let me see. I do have a jacket in here that belongs to my husband. And it had a zipper on it. I'm not going to use that. That's okay. That's okay. Might do another one later, but like I said, I was just scrolling through my photos and found the first memory bear I made March 23. Okay. Was that from Char's pattern, or did you use another pattern? Okay. Yeah, one of the things that I found, I thought it was easier to, okay, I thought it was easier to go ahead and stuff the legs and the arms and then sew them into the body and then stuff the body, but it's not. I quickly understood why Char directed us to sew it. You used Miss Char's pattern here, so I thought it was January 23. So the reason why is it's better to wait and stuff the bears and stuff. Like she leaves an opening, like you have to stuff each section individually. And the reason she do that is because it's hard to get all of the arms and the legs already stuffed, folded inside the body in order to sew the head and everything on. So it makes it's more sewing. You have to hand sew the legs and the arms, the openings for the stuffing separately. But it makes it easier to get it done. It's harder to fold these legs up inside the bear and try to sew around the body. It seemed like it would be easier that way, but it's not. I tried it. It made it hard. I did it, but it was hard. So don't do what I did. All right, so let's see. All right, so I got both the bodies. I got both of the legs. I thought I had stitched the head, but maybe not. I thought I had sewn the head up, but maybe I didn't. So I got the arms, the legs, I got the ears. And now I'm going to cut 4 of the heads. So I'm going to use the top part of this hoodie to cut the head. If you have all the pieces already cut out, it don't take long to sew this at all. And I'm doing this out of a terry knit hoodie. But you can actually do this in cotton. You can do this in whatever fabrics that you have, or whatever fabrics that your family member or loved one might ask you to make it out of. I'm going to go ahead and mark the eyes on this and the nose. So the nose is right here. Okay. So I only have to do this on one side because the other set that I'm going to cut out for the head is for the back of the head. So I only need to make the markings for the eyes only on one set. So I've already done that. That's for the nose and that's for the eyes. So I'm going to put that aside. And I'm going to do the other. Go ahead and cut the back of the head out. Now this is scrap busting too. This is stash busting. So we got these fabrics, materials in our stash. Some of those scraps that you have, use those and mismatch them up and create your cute bag. It don't have to be just for memory's sake. Well, it could be memories for projects that you've used, use that fabric out of if you've got scraps. So use that to memorialize projects that you did throughout the year. I plan on doing something similar with quilting. Like I've got a bunch of scrap fabrics that I've made dresses and stuff out of. And I've seen a beautiful quilt made out of fabrics, like all kinds of fabrics, sequin fabrics, velvet fabrics, plaid fabrics, satin fabrics, cotton fabrics. So I said I want to make me a quilt. This was years ago that I saw this in like a consignment shop. And I've always said that I wanted to make a patchwork quilt using various fabrics from my projects. I think it makes a beautiful statement piece. You know, it's something that just lay across your bed. You don't necessarily have to use it, but it just be a throw or something. But it's a good conversation piece. Oh, I forgot I have to mark those. Alright, and this notch that's on the head is for the placement of the ear. Alright, so now I've got all of that cut out. I can go ahead and start sewing it. So I want to make one for my late father and brother-in-law clothes. Yeah, you should. You said, I thought you did the heads too. You mentioned 4 heads, like 4 heads. Right, I did. You know I did. No, I didn't. I think I talked about it, but I guess I didn't do it. If I did, it got swooshed around somewhere. But it's okay, because this is the front and the back. That's the body. And then these are the heads, the back and the front. Got the ears, so I cut the ears out of one part and the other. And I've got the arms and the legs. Alright, so I'm gonna set my thread up. Look, I've got my snacks. And got my water. And I'm going to use glue thread. Actually, I've got some glue thread already. Yeah, it can be a wall. You're right, Rose. It can be a wall hanger too. Quilted piece wall hanger. Let me show you somebody. One of my So Much Talent family members years ago gifted me this little quilted piece wall hanger. This is probably about 8 years old, and she quilted this and gifted it to me. But it's a wall hanger, so that's a good stash busting project. So y'all keep that in mind when we get to our stash busting challenge. All right, let's see here. All right. Sometimes I like to use contrasting thread, but I'm going to use this here. And let's see, put my bed, grab my bag and put it close by me. Y'all, I'm still thinking I'm going to use this colorful fabric some kind of way. Like, I love this, the combination of these colors. So I'm betwixt for my grandbaby, my youngest grandbaby's bear. But I'll figure it out. I didn't get a chance to share this out on Instagram. If you all are able to share this out on Instagram, please do. So I got this big old bag of polyfill. It is, let's see, it was a 32-ounce bag of polyfill that I got when I started making the other two bears. I actually had one bag, a small bag, but I went ahead and bought this one just in case I needed extra. So I'm going to go ahead and thread this up. So if you're sewing along, this is a really quick bear. If you're sewing along with me, let me know. Or if you plan on making one, let me know. To bring my light down a little bit. Actually, okay, there we go. Put a little bit more light on the subject. So I can see that. That's not too bright, is it? You're in the mood for watching. That's why I love you, Lynette. That's about the size I want to make when I try my first quilt. Yeah, it's really easy, Lynette. Just piecework and something together. Even the did you join us or did you watch along while we were doing the jelly roll race? That was pretty quick too. Doing just a simple little baby quilt, I think it was. We actually donated the quilt tops to the organization that Frenchie was working with. So we make these quilt tops from jelly rolls. And that was last year, I believe it was. We did the Great Jelly Roll Race. But I have since made a big quilt. She actually gifted me several, I think like 6 jelly rolls or something like that. But I'm making a king size quilt that I'm excited about. Rose says, yes, you can make a quilted wall hanger from your different fabrics. That will make a great conversation piece. I'm in the mood for watching. I'm due to make a few of them for my family from my sister's clothing. Are you talking about the quilt, the wall hanging? That is a great idea, Rose. Instead of doing the memory bears or the bigger quilts, just something for keepsake. Uh, a quilted wall hanging with family's memorabilia. I had to cut some of that extra off. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do the ear. Okay, and I'm using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Just on a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Let's see. I'm sewing on a 3.0. Uh-oh. It's pulling. It's creating gathering stitches. I don't know why. Pay attention right now. So I wanted one of the ears, one side to be with the plaid on it, then the other side to have the burgundy, the back side to have the solid. And I'm going to go ahead and stuff it. Oh, the memory bears. Oh, okay. Maybe both. Oh, you're right. They are both special. They are both special. No, the burgundy is for the plaid is for the inside of the ears. That part. And that'll be the back of the ears. I'll go ahead and stuff these and stitch those up. It's a good idea to go around your ear to smooth out the seam allowance. I'm not stuffing them like super tight. Maybe just a little bit more because I want it to be a fat ear. But because it's a fat ear, then gotta be careful. I gotta keep it in there. Yeah, that's a fat ear, all right. So I'm going to go over that one more time. I don't know where my snips. Go over one more time. It's a fat ear in me, but it's fun. All right, one more time. So when I was saying it's good to go around the ear and kind of smooth out that seam. If you need to clip the curves, you can. I know. I know, cute little fat ear, right? Yeah, look, it is. I love the fun stuff. You know, after you've sewn like the dresses and stuff all year long, you know, you sew them back to back. You want something simple and easy and fun to sew. You know, make sure. Maybe I need just a tiny bit more piece in there. Yeah, after you've sewn all these dresses and done all these alterations all year long, sometimes you just want something fun to sew just to kind of for a refresher, you know, just for a break away from the norm. That's why people have multiple talents and do multiple things. Um, you know, because it's the fabric, the batting is so fat, it makes it hard to sew close. I'm trying to pin it away. Let me stitch that one more time because I want to make sure that when I get ready to sew this ear into the head, that it captures all the fabric. Okay. Here's a cute little fat ear. All right. Got some cute little ears. All right, so I am going to go ahead and I'm gonna stuff. I'm not stuff, but I'll go ahead and sew the arms because nothing gets stuffed yet. All right, so go ahead. While I got the legs in my hand, I'm gonna go ahead and sew the legs, and they have the little cutout, look like Pac-Man, don't it? That's actually a dart. Okay. So that dart is for shaping the foot. That's for making the foot curve. It's right there at the toe. So go ahead and did I make 4 of those? I guess I did. Oh yeah, I see why. Because I need to. She got 2 legs. That's why. So remember, when I get to the darts, I push one to one side and one to the other, so that it's flat right there, um, and that it's not too bulky, right? So I push one of the darts to one side and one to the other. The tension seems to be off or something. That's the reason why. seems like it's gathering. I have to remember, so I don't want it popping while I'm trying to stuff the bear. So leaving that opening right where the notches are. So that's one leg. So so after I made my first bear, one of my sisters wanted one for my dad's clothes. So they brought a whole eyes nose kit from Amazon. Okay. Yeah, I had used buttons the first time. The first bear that I made was Shar, but then I realized, especially for a child, you probably want the nose and eyes kit so that it's secure in there and the child is not eating the buttons or they're not easily being pulled off. Now I'm going around this again because I don't want the thread popping while I'm trying to add the batting in here. Might just shorten the tension to 2 and 2.5. Could be because it's the type of needle that I'm using, but I don't want to spend time trying to figure it out. All right, so that's one of the legs. Let's see, that's the toe right there. And I'm not going to press it or anything because when you stuff it, it's going to push out the seams and everything. And so I left this opening. So once the foot is sewn into the bear, there's that opening right there to be able to stuff it later. Okay. I remember when you made it out of the buttons. Yeah. Yeah, I still have her here. I took the buttons off though because I want to maybe add a different kind of button on there, but somebody sent me that with my Christmas. But yeah, that was the first one that I made. She's cute. All right, let's go ahead and finish this other foot. Go ahead and do that. All right, now I'm gonna lay this foot down, both of them on top of each other, and gonna lay that flat. Y'all will find that I don't, and most of you that's been following me for a while, you know I don't like to pin if I can help it. I pin if I absolutely need to, but most times I'm not pinning. Sometimes I find that it's impossible for me to get around it, but I have to. Let's see where all this extra thread coming from. Make sure that's lining up right. Stop right there. I don't think I have to go around a second time on this one because I lessened my stitch length and the thread came out. Why did it do that? Don't know. Knowing I don't like threading machine. Thank you all for the likes. I appreciate it. Y'all, I keep forgetting today is Friday. Today does not seem like a Friday at all. My days have been messed up for a minute now. Like my days are off. Okay, threading this is not a challenge. I'm gonna get this like right now. Okay. Can why are you running from me? There we go. Alright, so let's go back over that little last part right there to make sure that I was secure locking that stitch in. Okay, and I'm gonna skip over the notches and secure that. Alright. Alright, so foot number 2 is done. Char was on here earlier. She was like the first one that was on here. So she's probably had to hop off. But yeah, she was on here first thing. Alright, so both the legs are done. The ears are done. So I can move those pattern pieces. I'll move those over here. So let's get the arms done. Move that out of the way. So just double checking, making sure the seams, the edges are lined up. Just want to make sure the bottom is lined up with the top. I want to find out that I've been sewing and the bottom slipped away somehow and it didn't get caught up in the seams. That's not fun. Before I came on, I was watching another version of Anne Boleyn. Have y'all seen that movie, Anne Boleyn, Queen Anne? And this one had a black lady playing the main character. Okay. So that was just a straight roundabout. And there's a little opening. I might have to put a little necktie or something on this one just to jazz it up a little bit for the boys, at least for my oldest one. And I might have to do some little buttons and a tie or something for my youngest one so he can button it up or something. We'll figure it out. My youngest one is in like Paw Patrol. He likes Goo Goo Gaga or something. They were watching Grace's Corner, but I think they kind of got away from Grace's Corner as much. He likes Spider-Man too. So we'll see. Might have to make them some clothes for the bear. Why does the thread keep popping out? Well, not understanding what's happening. But I'm gonna keep moving forwards. I think I'm sewing with I think this might be a 12-inch needle. I'm sewing with. All right. It's called hang on. It's called Anne Boleyn. Actually came out, it's a series. Came out in 2021. And it is on American Movie Classic Channel. So I'm just seeing it for the first time. I've seen like the original Anne Boleyn movie. I can't remember the lady that played in it, but I must have watched it like 2 or 3 times. Then there's another version of it. It's called something else, not called Anne Boleyn, but it's basically the same movie. And then this one is called Anne Boleyn. All right, so both of the arms are done. All right. Yep, second arm, second arm done already. All right, so now I'm going to do the head. Well, actually, I need to get my nose and eyes and stuff, so I can do that. I know. I need to remember where I put it. I just remember. You got to put those on before you can do anything else. So, got my eyes and nose right here. So let me go ahead and put the back of the head on. Let's go ahead and sew the back of the head. I don't need to do anything with it. Yeah, I lowered my tension to my stitch length to 2.5, so that's stitching better, and I think it's because of the knit. All right, so the head is sewn on, and I'm going to go ahead and sew the front of the head together, and then I'll put the eyes and the nose on. Right. Now what is going on with my threads? That was the bobbin. Okay. Make sure it's going all right. So there you go. Got the eyes and the nose to put on right there. So now I need to find my awl. I am gonna go over this again just to reinforce. That was mainly for the nose area. Okay, and I do have an all. Let me see. I think it's in. Here. Oh, I see it. Okay. This is my all. I'm going to use that to poke a hole through my eyes. That didn't sound right. So I'm just going to poke a hole there. Okay. So I've got a hole through both of those. And a hole through the nose. Okay. So I've got my holes in there. So I picked these up at Joann's. The nose and the eyes. I thought they were in the craft section, but they actually have a section that was over like by the gift, by the Christmas stuff. And they had a section for the bear making tools. And that's what I did. Alright. So got these that had the brown eyes and the black eyes. So I'm going to use the brown eyes for this one. Okay, and then I've got the regular nose that I'm going to use. And then I have, this is the solid black eyes right here. Yeah, that's the solid black eyes. So I have that one left. So I think this big piece right here is for the nose. And then these little pieces are for the eyes. Okay, so I'll put that one back. I'll grab that one. At least I think that's right. Yeah. All right. Okay. Oops. Put that one back in there. All right. I like these because they have the little ridges on the, can you see the little ridges on there? Like a little screw. So to make it stay on there. Yeah, got it from Joann's. And so it was so off center because I was afraid of putting it too close to the seam. Oh yeah, I did dug right into the seam. I think mine was a little bit off too, the one that I did. But I just pushed this. Yeah. Okay, I hope it didn't fall in the trash. Good. Oh yeah, trash. Okay. All right, so yeah, mine was off a little bit, just a tiny bit, but yeah, that's why I reinforced the seam. And this one's still not directly in the seam, just a little bit off. But I like this because, and you gotta make sure the nose is turned right. But I like the clamps on this. Now what happened to the, I'll put it back in the bag. So this is a security mechanism to make sure that it doesn't pull through the fabric, and it can't easily come off. You know, so it clamps on, and it's airtight. Okay, so that's the nose that's on. Let's go ahead and put this eye on. might be the wrong one for that one. It is the wrong one. Those are the big ones for the black ones. They're a little bit bigger than these. So I got to get the smaller ones. These are a little bit smaller. So, didn't realize that, but I'm glad. Good. The other two bears I use all one kind, so it makes a big difference. See how that clamped on there really good? So it's on there very secure. All right. And this bear look like it's got cat butter. Y'all heard of cat butter? I told that to somebody next, like, what? Yeah. Ask your mama. Ask your grandmama. Ask your auntie what cat butter is. All right. See, there's a little piece. I guess I could probably put a little brown marker or something right there, but it's where it's like they didn't file it off good or something, so like he's got coal or something in the corner of his eye. All right, but that's the face. That's the bear. All right, so now I'm gonna sew the ears onto this. Go ahead and put this away for the next bear. So I can't remember how did I. Okay, so I didn't do it. I let the edge of the ear line up to the notch. Okay. So, and I've got the flat part face down because that's going to be the front part. All right, now I'm flattening this out because I want to make sure that it gets, I sew the 1/4 inch seam allowance in there the way it's supposed to be sewn. And I'm stitching it on there good. See? All right, that is so cute. All right, so let's get the other one in. If you don't secure it, because there's so much batting in there, if you don't press it down tight, it'll cause your foot to run off to the side unless you do one of the side feet, one-sided foot. Cat butter. Do you remember what cat butter is, Rose? You know how cat has that matter in its eyes? I think dogs, animals do it too, but isn't that cute? All right, so now I'm gonna sew the heads together. So I am gonna flatten that seam right there. Where's my okay, I'm gonna hold that together there. Okay. Go ahead and I haven't forgot about the body. I'll make sure get all this sewn in. again, gotta flatten that ear so I can get it around. So I want to find out that the bottom part didn't get attached or sewn, and because that bulky filling pushed my foot to the side, causing it not to stitch up all the way. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's go across that seam real good. I gotta make sure all of this is lined up together. It's gonna be cute. They come over tomorrow. My granddaughter, she got her bear Christmas. And I was supposed to have been finishing up her Elsa costume. No, I made her Elsa costume for her birthday back in May. But she told me that it wasn't right because it didn't have the cape on it. It didn't, no, I had something on it, but it didn't have the little snowflakes or something. So she been asking, Grandma, you finished my cape yet? You put the cape on? So I told her, I said, you know what? Next time you come on, we're going to the fabric store and you're going to help me pick out the fabric you want for your cape. Because apparently Grandma didn't do it right. So, girl, you going with me. So they come over tomorrow, but she got her bear for Christmas. They didn't. That cute. So they'll get theirs. And my husband bought her some um, little play shoes that she's been wanting to go. Hers got too small. I bought her some for a while back that she's been playing in, but because they're too small, she asked for some more. And so we got to get her some more play shoes. Alright, so we got to sew up the center. This is the bear. So I'm going to sew up the front, and then we got to sew the arms on. So remember the notches, I didn't cut the notches out here, but I cut little slits. So I'm going to go ahead and sew the arms in here. So wait, did I sew the arms up close to the... So I think the arms... Okay. Line the bottom of the arm up with the notch. So the arm should be close up by the neck. Okay. Ooh, I almost scared myself. I was like, wait, I didn't put the batting in there. So I remember doing that the first time, but we're going to put the batting in at the end. That's why I left the opening. It's going to be so cute. Alright, so here's the other arm. I'll line that up with that notch. And what I'll do is I'll stuff these while I'm sitting down. makes it so much easier to be able to fold this inside like this while you're sewing up the back and the fronts and the sides. Okay, so now I'm going to also sew on the feet. Now I had to remember to remind myself to sew with the toes upward, because if you sew the toes backwards, then the feet gonna be towards the back. So I had to make sure that I sewed with the toes upward. Face down on the body. Does that make sense? Toes had to be upward, face down on the body. And I lined them up with the seam, the center seam. So I placed the edge of the foot up against the center seam. Like, hang on, I'll show you. Once I sew it. And I'm not stretching as I go. Okay, because I want it to be sewn in there, right. Okay, so that's the center seam right there. So I place the edge of the foot up against the center seam, and it goes towards the outside. You have to leave like a 1/4 inch seam allowance right there. I left the opening on the back of the foot and the back of the arms. See, the back of the foot and the back of the arms. And then, you know how I stitched the arms on flat like this, okay? But the feet, you have to press, you have to lay them on, you have to open them up like this and lay them flat this way so that they can kick out that way. Otherwise, if you sew the feet on this way, I'm gonna show you what it'll look like if you sew it that way. If you sew it on that way, I'm trying to do it the wrong way. The feet are gonna go into the to the center. They're gonna look like they paratoed, not kneed or something. Paratoed, not knock kneed. See, the feet. Well, if you lay it flat the way I did the first time, the feet will go forward. But if you lay it flat like that, like the arm, then the feet are gonna go in toward each other like they paratoed, not kneed or whatever. So you won't do that. You have to open the foot up flat like this and sew it that way. Okay. And then sew with the foot facing downwards, with the toes up or facing downward towards the body when you sew it on. Gotta make sure I got all layers sandwiched in there right. The other movie, that's called Anne Boleyn. The one that I'm watching now, 2021, I just thought about it. The other one's called The Other Bowling Girl. That was the original one that I watched several times. It's called The Other Bowling Girl. I see the opening. Okay, I forgot about the opening. Okay. All right, so that's the body. And you see, I didn't try to match it up or anything. I'm trying to do that. So that's the front. Still got to do the back. So I'm going to put that aside. This is the back. Okay. And the back has a butt, so it's got to have a little bit of curvature to it, right? So there's a dart in the butt for the seat. So I think the bobbin thread came out. Let's see what's going on with that. Hey, Lady Mo, how art thou? Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so I got a little bit of black left. I'm gonna use the black. I'm trying to use thread that I have. Happy New Year to you. Let's see, I got some threads hidden up under these bobbin spools. All right, let's go ahead. Sew these darts up for the butt. Shaw was on here earlier, Mo. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so again on here, I'm going to press the darts opposite sides, lay them flat, opposite direction, one up, one down, so that it'll be smooth right there. But I'm buttoning the seams up the same. So you have to be careful that it don't stretch out of shape. And I'm going to leave the opening where the notches are. I know y'all gonna get sick of me doing these bears, but it's one of the quickest things to do to have fun with and give back and all that good stuff. You know, it's a great great way to get your sojo back. All right, so see, that's the butt right there. Once it's on, you have those legs there. So now, oh, you know what? I didn't need. Yeah, I do need to do that. I was gonna say I didn't need to leave that opening for the back, but I do. All right, so now I'm going to sew the backs and the fronts together at the sides, but I'm gonna fold this in, the legs and the feet, get them out the way. You see why it's easier not to stuff them beforehand, because I wouldn't be able to do this. But I do need to make sure that they are out of the way. Okay. Got that folded in. Now I'm going to sandwich that all up. And I am going to use my clips. I'm going to use my clips to put this together. Thank you, Mo. All right, so now I can tell you that it feels like this stretched out of shape a little bit, so I'm going to have to do a little tugging. Not too much, but I can tell it did. Well, actually, it didn't stretch out of shape, but this part, it didn't stretch out of shape. I just had to match it up. That's all. course, when you make a stitch, it stabilizes the fabric, so it just feels a little bit more taut than the piece I haven't sewn in yet. So, but it's matching up. That's all that matters. So I'm going to sew all the way around this bear because I've got the legs sewn on, I've got the arms sewn on. So I'm sewing all the way around except for the neck edge. I'm leaving that open because I got to sew the head on. And that's going to be kind of tricky because I got to go through the back opening to get that sewn on. Okay. All right, so now I've got oh, here, let me, gotta. All right, it's a good thing that I stitched the, what was I going to say? Oh, I dropped my stitch length to 2.5, especially with it being a bear, you know, people pulling on it, tugging on it. I've got to stuff it. Try to make sure that it can withstand the tugging and the pulling. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start stitching. By me clipping it, this will keep me from stretching and pulling it out of shape where it shouldn't be. Keep the fabrics in place where it should be. I'm going to stitch a little bit tighter and double up on my stitches right there at the crotch, the bear's crotch. All right, all that sewn on. So now I'm going to, all right, so I'm going to pull it out and then I'm going to tuck it back in. All right, so now the bear's on, almost done. All right, so now I'm going to I can do it this way. So I definitely got to make sure. Nope. I'm gonna turn it back in like this. Okay. And then I am going to, that's the back. So I got to make sure that the front is facing the front side. Okay. So I'm going to tuck the head down in that hole with the back matching the back. And I know it's the back because of the opening. Okay. So go ahead and match that center seam up right there. Go ahead and match the center seam up in the front. Go ahead and match those side seams up right there. And then I'll get to sewing. Keep trying to reach for a pen. You found the YouTube video or the instructions in the pattern? Actually, Char does a sew along on there, so you can kind of follow along. But I think she's already in the guides. They're usually written out so that you can read them also. So I think when I asked everybody to do the guide part of it, they wrote in the instructions as well. But she does a video tutorial, video sew along on there. All right, so I'm starting to sew around the neck. Okay, and I'm going to just reinforce at the seams. Doing a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around. And make sure that the bottom layer of fabric is lined up. Because, you know, sometimes fabric tends to slip away. And so far, just reinforcing around those seams. All right. Now, to get in there and pull all of this out, just go through the back. Pull everything out through the back seam. Now, if your knit is really super flimsy, you could always interface it with a light, like a tricot knit interfacing, profuse interfacing, to give it a little bit of body. That'll give it even much longer, a longevity. All right, but that's basically it. That's the bear. That's old Mr. Bear. Got his neck all in there. Got the eyes done. Got the hands, the arms done. Got his little booty done. And so he's ready to be stuffed and closed up. All right. So I think, y'all, I like that for the bear, but I think there's another piece that I'm going to do. Hang on. I'm going to figure out what I did with the fabric, though. It was like a little doggy knit fabric that I had. I was planning on using. Got to figure out what I did with it. Gotta figure out what I did with the fabric. That my granddaughter's fabric. I did hers. I don't know if I showed you hers. Hers was the Mickey Mouse fabric. It's a Minnie Mouse fabric. Now, figure out what to do with my grandbabies. Gotta figure out what I did with it. But anyway, I think this one, the fabric that I was going to use for him had a little, like little puppies or something on it. I'm thinking I might still want to use it, but, yeah. I don't know what I did with it. Anyway, I have to find it. Isn't it cute? Isn't it cute? So, but I think I might add a little bow tie or something on it, or a necktie, because my husband liked to wear little neckties. I thought he had some button-down shirts in here in the mix, and I was going to create one with like the button-down shirts. But this one's fun. They'll like that. and just call it the Cramps Bear, right? So, but I need to find that other fabric because I think I do want to use it. I don't know where I put it, and it was supposed to be in arm's reach, but when I did want to use it, but I just don't know what I did with it. Anyway, here, let me look up here. Yeah, man, that's what I get to cleaning up and move stuff around and hide it from myself. I'm seeing all kind of notifications coming in. But anyway, y'all, what time is it anyway? Okay, it's 8:34. All right, so I've been on here what about 2 hours? All right, so I guess I'm gonna call it a quits, y'all, and I will go ahead probably either tonight or I don't know, maybe in the morning and cut this other one out before I go to work. But I will go ahead while I'm sitting watching TV with my husband and stuff this little man right here. So at least have him done. All right. Yeah. So thank y'all for watching while I create another bear. So just remember starting January 1st, I'm sorry, January 5th, we're going to be working on all things zippers. You say no, don't leave. If I can find that fabric, I would cut the other one out. I would cut it out. Yeah, but I don't know what I did with it. But y'all hang on 1 second, okay? Hang on. Okay, y'all. All right, so yeah, I am going to call it. Oops. Hang on. All right, y'all. So I thought I hung y'all up. All right, so I am going to call it quits, y'all. How do I close up the bear? Okay, give me about 10 minutes and I'll come back in and I'll show you how I stuffed the bear. Actually, y'all, if y'all want to, y'all meet me over on the So Much Talent side and I'll show you how I close it up. All right, give me a little bit of time. I'll be right back in. Bye.